Good afternoon. This is the intake video for our latest project. Let's spin around and take a look. This is a 1962 16-foot Texas-made Fiesta from right here in good old Texas. Sweet old lines on this baby. There's a nameplate. Again, it's a 16-foot. Everything is aluminum on this boat, including the stringers below the floor, which is pretty awesome, meaning that you're unlikely to encounter a whole lot of rot. So let's just kind of give it a look. So lots of really awesome hardware, good candidates for replating. Everything is like streamlined, kind of cool vibes. People just cared a whole lot more about style in the day. Steering wheel is probably lucite or some kind of plastic, but actually seems to be in serviceable condition. Speedometer. No motor controls came with this one, so that'll be a little bit of a thing. We have the bimini top frame is here intact, but no bimini. I think this is a plastic. Yeah, it feels like a Lexan or similar. Well, probably not Lexan in this era, but great curved windshield. Another really cool kind of I don't know what the word would be, Star Trek inspired hardware. But look at this navigation light. I mean, that's worth the price of admission alone. So those will be really fun things to get cleaned up and in shape. This is kind of an interesting little feature. These guys turn back. I don't think I can get to the other one to do so, but this opens up and is like kind of an open bow seat. Kind of strange, but pretty unusual and kind of unique. One of the coolest things about this little Texas-made thing is these portholes, which really seem to have no specific function other than just to be cool and have light come into the space. I guess that gives you light for if you're crawling up to this seat in the bow. But let me step back a little bit and just kind of take in the lines on this thing, because it's just got such cool styling. You kind of look at this brake here that comes in, your primary bow strength, and then we kind of billow out this way. Paint effects that remind me actually a lot of our 1972 Cardinal camper from the same year. It's funny how those things cluster. It came with a Mercury outboard that we'll look at in just a minute. I'm not sure that's going to be a candidate for bringing back from the grave, but super basic, just not a lot to go wrong in the primary parts here. Just some minimal wiring, putting motor and controls in. We'll go up and take a look at the motor. So I can't see too much here, but you get the idea. Again, really cool lines. This is 70 horse upright Mercury. I don't even know what the guts are on it, but we'll take a look at that in the future. But real basic. You see here, let me come around the side. What is it? An Eichhofer Mercury, so some good German influence there. We've got a pull cord right up on top, even here on a 70 horse. That should be a fun pull. Mercury 6, so presumably it's an inline 6. But yeah, here's some of the remnants of the steering system. Super rudimentary, just plastic pulleys, a little bit of steel cable. I kind of affectionately call this the clothesline system of steering that's typical of boats in this era. So anyway, we will post some progress on this as time goes by, and Lord willing, actually use it in a floating capacity. So thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. All right, what about an hour in on cleaning her up? Let's take a look and see how things turned out. So our logo plates turned out really good, brightened up. Fun discoveries when you take all of the leaves out of a boat are things like the drain plug, which is kind of a strategic little element. I'm going to tuck that away here. So pretty clean overall. The seats are probably a write-off. All of our, yeah. Here's the seats. You know, on boat projects, I try to be realistic about what the ceiling might look like, and considering what to put into the boat financially versus what might come out of it. Some things are a straight labor of love, but you do have to be a little bit practical somewhere along the way. So we'll probably just buy some aftermarket seats that do the job. If we get really fancy, we may get into having the logo plates remade. Find somebody with a 3D printer or something just to kind of fix some of these little detailed areas. Coming around the front, I started to talk about this in the before video, but this is the front seat thing, which is kind of funny. So you crawl through into the bow, and there's like maybe a 1/4 inch of padding, so these become seats. Seems definitely like something you should do under power at top speed, but small children may be up in the bow. No, probably not for liability purposes. But yeah, so you can pop up there. I think that helps explain one of my favorite features, which is the portholes on this. Gives you some light up into the bow. Probably the 60s and 70s have some pretty over-the-top navigation lights, but I've got to put this one near the top of the list of just absolutely fantastic navigation lights. So
very cool.
That merits some energy into redoing the chrome and so forth. But things cleaned up pretty well. We have a couple sort of rub rail insertion things that if we get really fancy about this, we may redo that, but most of them are pretty intact. Cleaned up, brightened up with a few of our favorite products, which I'll highlight in the description. Probably the most unexpected thing is the steering wheel. I could tell that it was a plastic, but I had no idea that it was gold sparkly. I wish the sun was out so you could see it, but there's some embedded fleck here in the bottom part, but this top part is just all glitter, which is just kind of funny on a boat that's like aluminum red. But the 70s knew how to sparkle. I wish that the rearview mirror was completely intact, but the ball joint at the bottom is broken on that, so we may have to search one of our other didn't quite make it project boats. But as things go, this is a pretty straightforward shell. I think we'll put 2 front and back facing seats in here, and have to figure out which engine we're going to put on. Do some minor rewiring, and we got ourselves a boat. So let me give you kind of the big picture here. As you can see in this view, we are not short on projects and hobbies, so check the playlist upcoming for some of the other things. We'll do a walkthrough on that Argosy and some sailing videos for the P-Pen. But this again is a 1962 Texas-made Fiesta 16-foot outboard runabout. If it goes silent, it's because of copyright violations for the music we have on in the background.